You ever do any bass line kind of lead-ins like that?
Boom, 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 boom.
That's kind of the key point of the intro.
I'm wondering if I do.
He did it again there.
Yeah, great bass line.
Leading
I never noticed
It
it.
has a bit of a Jameson vibe here. Listen.
Boom, 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 boom.
He's like really trying. That's like bass player syndrome.
Yeah.
He's like really trying to speak up. Like
Oh, yeah.
I'm
here.
worth publishing.
We call it.
Yeah.
I'm
Me
worth
and
my
Sam,
point.
me and Sam call that bass guy in the studio when you play, and then there's bass guy again.
You gotta assert yourself. You matter.
Here we go.
Boom, 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 boom.
Watch it be like Carol K or something. I feel like we probably looked this up 30 times.
Yep. Do you think just because it's a nice morning we
You guys
could
let
get?
it play? Do you let
Can
it
we
play
go as
all the way
far as
through
the
it?
bridge?
No, we didn't.
I like it when
No,
we get to the
he said-
bridge.
Is that the thing now?
Sometimes we've only made it all the way through the song once out of like 100
I love the
times.
bridge, so
James, on certain days, James likes to
just
take it
sets
to the
me
bridge.
up.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get through this second
Number
chorus,
one
honestly.
hit. Number one hit, Bleeker.
That was a number one?
Number
was.
one hit.
What year?
74, I believe. I'm on it right now. Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, I forgot. Wait. There's another song called Rock and Roll Heaven by Climax.
Still play it right now.
Is it a
Play it.
No, Righteous Brothers version. Yeah, that's right. It's a cover.
It's a cover.
It's a cover, yeah. And theirs was number one though.
Climax.
No. Righteous
Brothers.
Yeah.
Climax, isn't it?
Climax is a really good name.
We've never heard
in
the
in the mid 70s.
Have we ever played the original?
I'm trying to
James,
find it
on
right
here.
now. It
go to
doesn't
the
suggest.
tape.
Yeah,
it.
because they updated it to include like Jim Croce, Bobby Darin, who had died since 73. I
Yeah.
shouldn't laugh, but
Well,
So really,
that's
we-
respectful, really.
Okay, here
we
it is.
should be updating this
Are you gonna do one?
because a lot of people have died since.
Oh, I have
then.
a really good idea.
What is it? Wait, let's hear this.
Yeah. Oh, it's a little more like up tempo, like cokey. This is like real studio coke vibe.
Who do
I
we
feel.
have in heaven here?
Yeah.
This is more a
it's
Johnny
definitely,
Payne version.
Definitely more FM cokey, like almost like early Steely Dan feel. The verse.
Jimmy.
This is sick. Maybe we switch it up for a
Yeah,
bit.
it's more. Yeah, it's kind of
It's not that different.
Friends of Distinction kind of feel or something.
Fifth Dimension. No. I'm
Fifth
not
Dimension?
enough
Yeah.
The Association.
Yeah, it's kind of associate. It's kind of like
Into Bread.
yeah, it's kind of got a bit of a kind of soul, like 60s kind of New York soul
It's
feel
kind
or
of
something.
disco rock though. It's definitely like
Yeah, it is disco-y.
big lapels, like big collar.
That's what I
big-
mean though,
big
like
open
in the way
collar.
that like soul gave way to disco in the early 70s with like
So this is a band called The Pretty Reckless doing a song called Rock and Roll Heaven. Let's see if this has got any relation.
You're gonna rank all the versions of Rock and Roll Heaven.
yeah.
Woo. I love an acoustic solo.
Yeah.
Different song.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Dylan vibe, kind of like a modern Dylan vibe.
Yeah, kind of New Morning.
Yeah. Through my suitcase.
Oh, she's mentioned in the
She
27
mentioned
Club.
Jimmy. She
Jimmy
mentioned
and Janice.
Jimmy there.
Yeah.
Sheryl Crow.
My mama cried as she waved goodbye, praying for my soul. And rock and roll heaven, the great gig in the sky.
Oh.
Nice.
To 27 before I die.
Whoa.
Okay. This is a band called The Pretty Reckless. They have 2 million monthly listeners, so they're
they're
like,
big.
They're pretty
Oh, they're
big, and
big.
it's
I was gonna be like, she should have gone solo, but
they're fronted by
everybody's-
a female here who seems mostly to not have any clothes on in all the
they're
videos.
2 million. They're 2 million better than most Spotify.
Everybody's got it so
Artists.
wrong that it's this big gig in the sky, one show. Everybody
Stresses
knows
me
it's
out.
a series of shows you play. You don't just play one show when you get there.
Well, David Mingus, our jazziest patron, is going to let us know.
Yeah, he's up there right now.
But it's gotta, I don't know. You gotta pay homage to the Dark Side of the Moon. It's just
Well,
too
that's
good.
true.
It's right there.
That's
It's
true.
right there.
I think
It's
of
right
that
there.
as different. The Great Gig in the Sky isn't rock and roll heaven. To me, that's like you hit this sort of like, ecstasy point playing music that you just get to go up there and play one gig and then you come back down.
Well, that's right when the tornado hits in The Wizard of Oz. That's really all it was about.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the great gig in the sky.
Yeah. Well, and you wake up.
Everybody knows
Then you wake
that.
up. Yeah, exactly. But, you're not dead.
No, it's a little stressful, that tune, The Great Gig in the Sky. It's not,
Oh, I thought no, wait, isn't that tornado one that
Yeah, maybe.
No, Great Gig in the Sky is the vocal solo one.
Yeah, I know that song. I know the
Oh,
song.
okay. All right,
I just
sorry.
forget- It's been a while since I've
Have you heard
paired-
Roger
since I've
Waters?
paired
Has
the visual record.
Anyone listen to Roger Waters' version of it?
Roger's version.
Yeah.
No.
I hear it's good.
Is it?
I mean, it's
You
gonna. I
should've
can't
called
put
it
What
it on.
happens
still.
on
Yeah.
You
Take
really should have
ages.
called it Dark Side of the Moon Roger's version.
Dear
It would have
Mr.
been. It
Waters,
would have done great. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Is this it?
Don asked me to let you know that he
Is this
has
Great Gig in the Sky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roger's
has
version?
been diagnosed with a cancer in his sinus.
Oh,
He also
boy.
asked me to tell everyone that he is not answering any letters. Best to you, Don's assistant, Kendall. And then I wrote to Kendall. Dear Kendall, the other night in Zagreb, at the end of the show, when
What's
I
he up
sometimes
to?
wax
it
political,
is about death. He's
I
invoking
suddenly found
death.
myself telling
I guess maybe I was
10,000
wrong.
Yeah.
Don's One Road story.
Is
I
it
had no
maybe? Is it
idea
mostly
if they would
spoken
get
word?
it.
Yeah, it is all instead of
When
guitar.
I got to the line,
I fucking love
He
it.
replaces
honestly.
Gilmore with his own voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
Fucking
That's
love
what
it.
they
happened,
burst
apparently.
into loud and genuine laughter. I told them the rest of the story in brief.
Anyway,
Yeah, fuck that.
Alex Bleeker, welcome back to the
Everybody.
show. 7-time guest, I believe.
I've got a pitch. I got a pitch here. So
Okay,
so-
you got a big idea. Let's
yeah,
hear it.
I just developed it during the extended intro of the
Mhm.
show. So I was gonna do a whole bit, I was gonna do a
Uh-huh.
whole bit about how I'm the original indie rock correspondent of Cool guest, and now you guys
Right.
have another guest on the show, but I really paved
No,
the
no,
way.
no.
But I was gonna go black hat for a second, but I'm feeling it's a morning pod. I'm feeling jovial, and I think
Yeah.
maybe we should put together a super band, a super group of all the guests. You've been
Mhm.
having some really talented guests lately,
Okay.
and then put together a 2024, because we're going there. 2024 version of Rock and Roll Heaven featuring the hosts and guests of the pod.
That'd be really
kind of
nice.
like a We Are the World.
You know
sort
what's
of-
funny is we've
you know.
talked about this actually with my friend Kim. She was saying that we should get together and all do kind of an updated like We Are the World kind of thing with all the guests. But I hadn't put it together that it should be a version of Rock and Roll Heaven.
Yeah,
That's
the
really
Eyewall,
smart.
the Eyewall band covers
And
Rock and Roll Heaven, and we can trade verses.
Yeah, we all
Everybody
trade
takes a
verses.
verse.
It's perfect song for
It
that
is.
too.
Yeah.
It is perfect
Yeah.
for that.
And we can mention the dearly departed of late. Like,
we can
like,
add an extra couple of verses.
well, there's a lot of people we've lost
12
lately.
minutes.
Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
Another
you know,
Jimmy. Shane
Yeah, another
McGowan,
Jimmy. Yeah. And this is really smart.
David
so
Bowie.
I'll get to work on it.
Prince.
Yep. A lot.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Cross.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the more who just went recently?
Everyone.
Our man Shane McGowan.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a smart idea. I love it. I'm actually not joking. We should
Alex
do that. and I'll
Business
get
Oh,
back
we'll
to
do
you.
Acumen
that.
10 Bleeker.
We'll do that. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
should do
for
it
sure.
at the studio Carbonite in Ojai, which is kind of close to you. They have like a massive big room that's like perfect for.
I'm
the
in
way of the
there.
world.
I'm
Yeah,
there. I'm a
it's
California
close to you.
guy. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to meet in Ojai. You know.
Mhm. It's
And
perfect
then-
for that. It's kind of a celeb kind of town.
Yeah, exactly.
know?
Exactly. We
It's
pull
like, yeah.
somebody off the street. Jason Sudeikis, come on in.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
sing a verse.
You hang out at the Duchess, that coffee shop where they have like $12 Americanos.
You hang out there. You're eating.
Yeah.
You're dining on small plates at Rory's place. Shout out
Yeah.
my friend's the head chef over
That's
there.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we
good.
did- Yeah.
Oh, we'll
yeah.
have we'll get the big banquet table after the session and just
Yeah.
go in on some natural wine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm serious. I'd love to
So
do
am I.
it.
I'll
Yeah.
like, this is easy. We'll do
Yeah.
it for sure.
Let's take a look at the menu
Um,
here. Rory's Place, Ojai.
Sure. It's great. This
We
is a
didn't
serious
make it
plug.
in when I was there, but
Looks like we've
serious
got
plug.
an oyster report here. So, okay, yeah, this is very. The menu, the website suggests natural
This is
wine.
perfect.
Very, very
This is-
kind of
It's perfect for us.
Yeah.
cookie cutter, like.
No, but it's exceptional. It's an exceptional version of
millennial website here. Kind of
Yeah.
a Canva website.
it.
Oysters.
Late millennial, which we're almost in charge. You know, the boomers are they're slowly losing their grasp.
They've got good merch. Mystic pasta, not Mystic pizza. We
Oh,
got
that's clever.
how they did that. We got. I'm looking at the merch here for Rory's in Ojai. Yeah, they got some good stuff. Very kind of of the now kind of. Yeah, long sleeves.
You're gonna like it, James. You're gonna be happy in there.
Oh, he'll love it.
$50.
Yeah, you're gonna be happy down
House beans, seeded granola.
there.
how much they want for that seeded
Seeded,
granola?
sprouted.
It's seeded
So
and it's
that'd take-
$14
run you about
US,
45?
US seeded dollars.
I mean, it's a tough conversion rate for you guys up there.
Oh,
Right now it
don't
is.
tell me about it.
I'm coming to town. James and I are making plans to have dinner. You know,
Oh, that's nice.
maybe a little
It's closed.
izakaya.
Closed Tuesdays, just so you know.
Well, I told you to come over to Victoria and see me.
I would
but
like
you-
to. You know, if I'm there, if I can
Yeah.
if I can mobilize the family.
harp on a harbor air flight.
It's always tough because Johnny, you know, every Christmas when I go to Vancouver, I send you a text, and we even when you lived in the city proper
It was hard.
on the
It was
mainland
hard.
because you're
Yeah.
always out on the island, and I,
Mhm.
I got my family obligations.
Christmas
You've got
is hard.
yours, you know.
Yeah, it's a tough time of year for socializing sometimes.
So true.
Okay, I've got the big announcement to make about today's episode. This is going to be a shock to a lot of our listeners, and maybe even to you, Alex. We're doing this thing called the World Guitar Championship. I'm not sure if you've been following along. You haven't been on in a while. We know you only listen to the episodes you're on.
True. 100%.
So it's basically a March Madness style ranking tournament with 32 of the top sleaziest rock guitar players of all time.
I've been
and
following
best.
along on social media, so
Yeah.
this is a
And-
complete shock to me.
And best. And basically we're sludging our way through the first round here, which has taken a few months. And and then there's a lot of key matchups. A lot of guitar players have been replaced because we picked them all and then we realized we don't want to rank them, so we just changed them. It's like not very official at all. So one of the people who was replaced was Mick Ronson, made his way in for
Bonamassa.
here's
I think
here's
he's
the funny part.
Bonamassa
This is the how weird this gets, James. It originally was Jerry Garcia versus Lindsey Buckingham.
Okay.
Lindsey Buckingham got ousted in favor of Mick Ronson, and then Lindsey Buckingham made his way back in instead of Joe Bonamassa.
Well, here's the way
and
I
went up
like to
against-
think of it. I
Yeah.
just think, like, we're reporting on the first round, but as you know, there's lots of preliminaries going on in all
Sure,
of these major
sure.
tournaments. So, it's like,
do you think-
when we
you
get
think
to
we'll-
the Sweet 16, there's been a 32, there's been like rounds, provincials, all sorts.
People can
we're
be
just-
unseated. Yeah, easily. Quite easily.
Do you
Yeah.
think that Lindsay will ever make his way back in? Is it possible? Because I think he's worth a ranking.
He did.
No, he did.
made
He
it
made
back.
He's,
his way.
he's in. He's back.
He
in.
lost to George Harrison in the
Okay,
first
I
round.
mean that seems fair, but he
Yeah.
did get ranked.
He did get ranked, yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a
So-
seeding process?
No,
no, I put
no,
it into
really.
I put
No
it into an
seeding process.
online random
AI.
generator. Yeah.
AI, that
But
AI
I
stuff.
think the AI knew what it was doing because there was a lot of like heavy hitting
Have we
first round
considered
matchups.
asking AI who the best guitarist is?
Yeah, you should. Well, no, this is okay.
We know what
withhold
it's
it-
gonna say.
Withhold it from your audience, Jimmy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
which
ask-
one though?
I think exactly. I think maybe feed it all the original 32, and say and ask for a ranking. Oh, so when you finish the tournament,
Yeah.
then feed ChatGPT your list of 32 or whatever,
And ask
AI,
them to rank it.
and ask them to rank it in order. Them.
Yeah.
You see how we're saying?
Yeah.
Gender
You're just
neutral pronouns
just
are-
100%.
chock full of ideas
Ask
today, but
them.
This is what happens when
them.
when you get up.
the
This
others.
is what happens when you get up first thing in the morning and surf a 100-foot
That's
wave
right,
off the
that's
coast
right,
of
that's right.
Bolinas.
And then I've got really strong coffee going here.
The Feelies.
Yeah,
Oh.
my feeling. Ask AI to do the ranking and then see how close AI gets to the foolproof system.
Presumably, it will
Okay.
have listened to our podcast and know that it's us.
Well,
Yeah.
it's definitely mining. It's going to be mining the data
Yeah.
that we're creating right now. It's like
Yep.
a feedback loop.
Yep.
So before we get to the ranking, let me just finish this setup here because so Buckingham made his way back in, and now we're here at Jerry Garcia versus Mick Ronson. But you know what? I
Not
was
a fair
talking.
matchup.
I was looking. Mick Ronson, he wasn't originally in. We kind of, I'm sorry, Luke. I love him. He's a great guitar player, but we kind of put him in. Luke was pressuring us. And there's been a couple of ideas on the Discord, and one I liked in particular because I wasn't happy that Prince was
Wait.
not. Okay.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. No, let's cut this again. Take it back. Because I
I'm
really
not
blew the
editing
moment
it.
there.
I-
I blew the
I-
moment there. Take it back.
I wasn't happy that Prince did not make this ranking tournament because I love Prince. I've been watching a lot of Prince stuff lately. I'm pretty convinced he's like the greatest of all time in every category.
Biases here.
Yep, get ready for it. And so I've spoken to James off the record,
Yeah.
and we are officially replacing Mick Ronson today with Prince, meaning that we have a matchup this morning for you folks that is Jerry Garcia versus Prince.
As
See
a
if you can
guitar
handle that.
player, and I like to think that Mick Ronson, much like he got fired from the Spiders from Mars for asking for a raise, did something
Yeah.
similar. He wanted a better seeding or something for us, and we said, you know what? If you're scared to go into this battle,
Yeah.
we don't want you in here. And Prince he kicked the doors down in his little 4-foot purple suit unitard and just started shredding.
This
Yeah.
is a heavy matchup. I mean, I know ranking is science, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But
Exactly.
I'd suspect that both of these candidates would have gone pretty far had they not been positioned against each other in the first
We
round.
will see. I mean, we're dealing with 32 of the greatest guitarists of all time. So, like, even getting here is a privilege and an honor. And
I
for a lot of
suppose that's
people, that's
true.
enough. I think also it's interesting because I was just sort of musing on it this morning. For example, the guy from Muse, he's not in it. No, I was musing on it this morning. And neither of them, as far as I can tell, with Prince and Jerry, and we'll get into it, they're not really riff guys.
No, they're not.
They're
riff
kind
guys.
of players. They're just players.
They're players.
So
Play
it's an
by
interesting,
feel,
it's
improvisation.
Soloists.
they're soloists,
Yeah.
really.
They are, but really different kinds of soloists.
Yeah.
Very
I was
different.
wondering in preparation for this, and I didn't do this or look for this, but surely there must be Prince's greatest guitar solos ranked.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you'd imagine so.
I would like to refer
I'm
to
sure
that.
Jerry. I'm sure Jerry has
Jerry's,
that too.
I don't know if there's that kind of
Because
ranking
it's the
culture, but
live.
yeah, it's like it's never twice the same.
Maybe it
over the
was
same
more like
orifice.
people like your favorite tunes for Jerry to solo on.
But it's like more of a jazz kind of approach in a rock
Right.
vernacular,
Also, like
you
I
know?
think with
Yeah.
Prince and with Jerry, it becomes less of a solo even, and it's more like a moment. Particularly with Prince, because he's doing all sorts of other things. And I do stand by what Luke said, that when you think about Prince's biggest guitar solos, like one of, obviously there's Purple Rain and stuff, but one very iconic one is the While My Guitar Gently Weeps Concert for George solo. And in my mind, it was an impeccable solo because I've watched it. But listening to the audio by itself, it's just a kind of blues solo, but it's the moment that he creates that makes it masterful.
Do
His
you have an
dancing.
isolated
also-
track? Is that?
I could do it.
Also, he's got far better solos than that one, I think,
yeah, of
in
course.
his catalog.
Yeah, Purple Rain. Why do you want to treat me so bad?
Let's Go Crazy.
Let's go
like-
crazy.
Really?
When Doves Cry.
Oh,
I can
fuck.
tell that I'm gonna have
Oh,
to be.
fuck, dude.
I'm gonna have to be the guy carrying the torch for Jerry Garcia. I mean, that's why you brought me on, presumably.
Okay, this needs to be mentioned. Speaking of being scared, I just need to say that the original idea was to get, I thought this was a great idea, to get Bleeker and Sam Blasucci on this show
Yeah.
to rank Prince and Jerry Garcia, Sam being a member of the Grateful Shred, a former member, and also now a huge champion of Prince and Prince's style. He's sort of transitioned into more of a Prince style from
Is
a
he gonna
Jerry style.
Join a Prince cover band called King or something like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I thought that it'd be great to have a couple of these, heavy hitters like you guys on. And Sam, I texted him, and basically what Sam said was that he couldn't take the heat on such an intense matchup.
I mean,
He
it's
said-
it's really. I mean, it's. I think because their styles are so radically different, and I know that just positioned by, we're talking about this matchup, but basically just
Princess.
there's
That would be
been-
the name of a
yeah,
cover
okay,
band.
yeah,
That would
you
be the
got
name.
it.
And it would have to
Probably
be
is
women.
this.
Yeah.
He said that is a real conflicting one for me, and honestly, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
You
Maybe
know-
another time. He said, mad respect for that episode, though. But basically, I think Sam was afraid what would happen, to him if
Yeah.
he had to get inside a
Well,
situation
see,
like this and rank.
I can tell because of the discussion of the matchup has just mainly consisted of effusive praise for Prince's guitar playing, without considering the Garcia side.
Hey, I
which
didn't
I'm
put him in the-
presumably
I didn't-
here to represent.
I
Hold on,
didn't
let
put
me
him in the
finish.
top 32.
And the thing is, well, I guess we just need to rank them on their own merits as opposed to pitting them against.
That's what we
against
do
one
in the
another.
first
That's what we're doing.
round. That's
You
what
know,
we do in the first
and
round. But you know what? I think
because
you'd
what
be-
I'm afraid of
Right.
is to be having anything I say be. I've got a personal bias toward Jerry. It's my particular viewpoint, but I think that saying anything negative in a Prince context is scary.
But
I'm
like,
afraid.
I think,
I'm afraid to criticize.
Are you? I think also you got to consider you might be. Are you afraid that you'll be bit dazzled by his jewels and fashion? You know what I mean? And just kind of the image.
Well, I don't
might
know.
just,
I don't know all the categories, so I guess.
well, it's very similar. It's a very
similar.
similar 10 category system. We've just switched a couple out. So let's get right to it. Who do
Let's
you want to
get into
start
it.
with? I think we should start with Jerry.
I also just want to say before we start that you got to know this little bit of setup here with all the Prince praise. He's a newcomer to this. Everybody knows how great Jerry is. We're just trying to create a little tension like you would before a big game.
But
okay?
what you're saying, you're suggesting Prince is the underdog in the matchup? Doesn't feel that way to me.
Well, I think a lot of our listeners, he may be.
I think
Yeah.
he might be. I think it's pretty close, but I think he's the underdog.
I think to the ranker crowd, yes, but
Well, let's not forget, Bleeker. Let's not forget too that although you are like a huge pillar in the jam band community,
yeah.
that everyone who listens to this show and everyone who knows you demands earnest ranking from you. Okay,
And we're
you
only
need
really
to rise
ranking,
above.
period,
For sure.
because you
we need
started
to, you
it.
need to rise above your love of Jerry and just get the
I'm
job
ready.
done.
I'm
here,
ready.
okay?
I'm ready. Ranking is science, as I said.
Okay.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah.
So here we go. Jerry Garcia. And now keep in mind all these categories we're talking about guitar playing. Okay? This is not so much the guy, if you're, but, some of that will factor in.
It's
Anyway,
the sound of the guitar itself. Is it guitar is divorced from the human? Is it the timbre
really.
and feel of the guitar?
yeah, but just listen
like I
to
was
the,
asking you if hangability was a category before I
It
came
is,
on the show,
but it's
and
more
you
like-
said, is the sound of the guitar
yeah,
hangable?
exactly. And like,
It's
are
not,
you,
is Jerry hangable? Is Prince hangable? We're
how
not
are you,
addressing that?
how well are you hanging when he's playing guitar?
Uh-huh.
Is it a hanging,
So it's
you
not,
have to stop
it's not
and
the
listen?
man behind the guitar. It's the sound of the
Well, the
instrument.
man is
So-
playing the guitar.
Sure, but
So
are we,
there's no right answer to this, but it's
Okay, all
more, to me, it's more just the guitar playing itself. When you're listening to it, is it
the
hangability?
hangability of the guitar.
For
Yeah, so
instance,
here's
JJ Cale's a 10. Because, you just throw on JJ.
Okay.
When he's soloing, you're just chilling out, you're hanging.
Right.
Whereas a guy like Eddie Van Halen's kind of hard to hang if he's ripping
Well,
a
I
solo.
think Prince might fall somewhere along the Van Halen scale. Is what I was going to
Yeah,
say.
I'd
not
say,
wrong
I'm
about
saying
that. I mean,
5.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into it.
So Jerry hangability for me very
Oh,
high.
this is with hangability
No,
is
we're-
first.
But we're not doing it.
first.
Let's not get things confused here. We're not switching between.
Oh, I thought you said you wanted to start with Jerry.
Yeah. That's what
That's
thought-
what I
We're
said.
going Jerry all the way down.
Oh, I just got lost in Prince.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing. Jerry
so
hangability.
hangability is the first category.
Yeah,
always
first category,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I agree with you, Johnny. It's a high score. Very, very hangable tone.
You can hang with that guitar. I mean, this
for
the
like,
whole
he could solo for like an hour.
out,
and you're still.
and he does.
And
I
he
mean,
does.
that's
and people, 20,000 people would go to watch him do it. and
Oh,
to hang.
It's
For
all
me, it's
about
a 10.
hanging.
I-
All you're
that's it.
doing is hanging.
I mean,
It's the only thing you're doing.
I mean, it's basically the entire structure of the band is based on the hangability of Jerry's guitar.
It's like people
That's it.
swaying around. He's playing
just
guitar.
hanging, and also throw it on at the house.
Yeah.
Throw on a live record, you're hanging. No one's questioning it. Not really,
For me, it's a 10. This one.
Sounds
I
good.
mean, that's all they do is hang.
Okay.
and
Okay.
play.
All right. That's high marks.
Getting into some complex stuff now. Chops, technical ability.
I think it's high. I mean, it's got to be above average. I think it's really high, and I think
like a 5.5 inches kind of thing.
exactly, but above that,
Right.
above average because I think it's funny that I go into defense mode, though I know that a lot of the listeners would probably be with me. I think Jerry often gets pegged for like, oh, he does we're getting technical here, we're getting musical, we're getting theoretical.
Yeah.
He does a Mixolydian kind of solo thing,
Yeah.
but the Mixolydian scale, not a difficult scale to
No.
play. And not a lot of people sound like Jerry Garcia. I think that I'm biased because I play the music and I in a little local cover band, but it's like he's inside of the changes in a deeply technical way, always knows what chord he's in. He's not just picking a position on the neck and going and staying there. And he's pulling from other scales. He's getting into weirder kind of diminished scales, jazz scales, blues notes, I think he's a chopsy player, It's not tapping, it's not Van Halen style, but I think, so we're not talking about creativity here.
He's
but I
quite
think
quick, though.
He's fast.
He's
fast.
quick.
He's agile.
He's quick, but there's definitely
Dexterous.
there are many examples. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. There
Yeah.
are many famous examples of some pretty botched stuff live that I'm not saying that he can't do it, but a lot of technical, this category is like precision, agility, this kind of thing. So obviously if you're going to comb through everything he played and find the best, it's going to be great.
Well, he's got, this is, how much recorded live shows you got to, how much live recorded Jerry versus how much live Prince. We don't know how many
That's
notes
true.
he botched in a live context. With Jerry, we can listen to every show almost. So
Yeah, it's
you
true.
got to consider that.
Okay, here's one thing I'll say about this, though, just that I think is good is Jerry, yes, if we're talking natural ability and technical ability, natural's the next category. The way I see Jerry is kind of like, yes, he has chops. He knows the scales. He knows where to be on the neck, where he in, what key he's in. But he takes that sort of pretty solid knowledge, not like a jazz level, but he has the knowledge. And then, to me, it's more natural. From there, he knows what to do because he's like a soulful, natural player.
Absolutely,
You
but I
know?
would say that he has a above average like the neck is quite unlocked for him.
Yeah.
Even,
Yeah.
even more so, even more so than some of the players on in the list. I'm assuming, like
Yeah, it is. The neck is unlocked.
like
you know?
like Jimmy Page, like blues.
He's like
go,
I imagine.
shred.
Yeah, I
But
imagine.
Jerry's like the right notes are glowing.
I
for him, and
imagine
it's
on
sort of
Guitar
LSD
Hero,
kind of
he'd be a
context.
higher. He'd be like a higher kind of difficulty ratio.
Yeah.
Right.
On
To
Guitar
unlock
Hero.
Jerry
Yeah.
on Guitar Hero, you'd have gotten pretty far in the game.
Yeah, he's pretty
exactly.
unlocked. Yeah,
And that would be hard. It'd be harder to play Jerry on Guitar Hero than to play a lot of other people.
Like
so
Joe
for that
Walsh.
reason, really good idea bringing up Guitar Hero, James, because
Yeah.
I think that does determine technical.
Yeah,
if
I
you
think-
picture yourself
he'd be a
playing the
pretty
game,
high level.
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
be hard.
Like
yeah.
Van
Top tier, you
Halen's
wouldn't-
going to be 10.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Jerry for me lands either a 7 or an 8.
let's
Seven.
take a look real quick at. I'm just
Yeah.
going to pull up some Guitar Hero hardest songs.
Oh, it's gonna be like
8.
it's gonna be
I
like
think that Jerry's an 8.
8. Okay, yeah, he's pretty tech.
Yeah.
I think it's 8 and 8 for natural and technical for
He's
me.
got some. He's bordering on jazz level.
It's the same.
Crosby
and,
said that he was jazz level.
yeah,
and he's the authority
well,
on
Crosby.
jazz.
That's easy when you're like percussionist level on
Crosby
guitar.
said that Jerry was jazz level, a jazz level player. He also said Fish were jazz level players. After
Well-
much trepidation. Do you know that story?
No.
So Crosby was going off about how in order to be a jam band player, you need to be a jazz level player. This is on Twitter in his Twitter heyday.
Okay.
And
okay.
then the platform formerly known as Twitter, topical
Yeah.
for Prince, and
Nice.
then all these and people are like, do you listen to Fish? And he's like, I don't listen to Fish because they're not a real jam band because they're not jazz level players. And then all these like Fish fans spammed him with videos of Fish playing like jazz standards,
Yeah.
like sort of
Yeah.
expertly because they're just music nerds, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Trey going to be in the? Well, that's a whole other story.
Didn't make
but
the cut,
I'd
buddy.
love to rank
Jerry's
Trey.
representing all those guys.
Christmas episode ranking Trey. But then so like Crosby recants and is like, I was wrong. These guys
Nice.
are jazz level players. Anyway,
Nice.
little aside. All right, let's move on. Well, what are we giving him, an 8?
Yeah, I like 8 for technical and natural personally. I'm just saying. I think it's for Jerry chops and soul. It's kind of hand in hand in
Very,
tandem.
very soulful.
Yeah.
Who's a 10 for soul? Do you have it?
Feel
Or
natural
natural,
ability,
yeah.
soul. I mean, like a Hendrix, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who. I think Neil got a high score because it's all soul.
Yeah.
It's all that.
What,
you
like
know.
BB King.
Yeah, but we didn't. He didn't. Is not
didn't
in
make
the
the
top
cut.
32.
There's no
No, we didn't do
bluesy,
blues.
old
It's rock.
blues.
It's rock.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
classic rock.
Yeah, it's classic. rock.
Buddy Guy.
He's my favorite of those guys,
Yeah.
but of the great
Still
blues.
didn't make it.
No, didn't make it. Keith Richards got a high natural soul.
George Thorogood. Okay, so
What do you guys think? 8 and 8?
Sure.
It feels good to me.
I mean,
Yeah.
it feels funny to like just breeze past that category because it is so important for Jerry. But then
Nah,
maybe
but I think
maybe
we
that's
know-
why it's quick. It's like
I'm
you know,
also
that's-
and it's I really want to like I'm not that
want
I'm
to get to Prince.
not that I'm speed ranking this, but I want a winner today here.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So, and I think we kind of brushed over a lot of that. Those two categories kind of go hand in hand. So here we go. Complex category here. Live performance.
I mean, it's as high as it can be, I think. Or are you talking about like the show?
You're
that he
saying
puts
you're
on?
like bum notes. Is that was this where your
No,
bum
I'm just
notes
kind of
is?
like, no.
Yeah.
He plays really well.
Oh, you
but
mean
he's
like
not putting on a
showmanship?
ton of a show. Like it's like it sounds really good. He's good live. He plays guitar really well live,
He
but
actually shirks showmanship. It's an intentionally he eschews
Right,
that. He
right.
makes fun of it. He would like make fun of Weir for getting into that like rock god kind of mode.
and I mean,
you
I
know?
guess it is. I guess like obviously so many people go to hear him play guitar.
Well, you
live.
got to give high marks for the sheer volume of performance that the man did and was capable of. I
Yeah.
mean, 3 hours while nodding on heroin, it's unbelievable. You know, like in
Yeah.
certain eras, not every era, obviously, and not always his best shows, obviously. But you know, like the guy, he's put down a lot of hours, so you got to give him. I mean, I agree. Like if we're talking Prince live show, it's a different kind of live show.
Yeah.
But it is where a lot of it lives. So you can't give him low marks, I don't think.
No, it's not low.
Yeah.
I just mean it's kind of like it's a band, it's a thing. Everyone's going to see The Dead.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like you're not going to see this one. I mean, people are going to see him play guitar. Like I should be careful here.
Well, they're kind
But-
of like a bit of a Spice Girls. Like there's the Lesh zone, isn't? You know, like they
Yeah.
they all have
Phil
their
zone.
fans.
The unit. It's the unit, right? And how
It
they're
is,
working
but
together.
he's the reluctant leader, you know.
Yeah.
They never
It-
called themselves the Grateful Dead after his passing, which I think arguably the only member that would happen for.
He's really good live.
You also have to
But-
consider as well that like there's in one angle, yeah, like ranking it in terms of showmanship as like this like ostentatious performance live of like guitar, like god status in terms of someone like Prince maybe, but like
Yeah.
the Grateful Dead are like the most successful live band of all time. I mean, people resonate with that eschewed like rock god status a lot, you know?
I guess here's the thing. It depends if we're talking live about what we're seeing versus what we're listening to, right? Because if I'm in the crowd at a Grateful Dead concert and if I'm closing my eyes at a
Yeah.
Grateful Dead concert and a Prince concert, I might rather listen to Jerry Garcia play guitar.
So true.
But if I'm watching the player, there is no contest. I would choose Prince.
Well, I think we
Like-
need to. Well, first of all, we're not ranking them against each other. But
No, I
second of
know,
all,
but- yeah.
But second of all, so we're sticking to Jerry here.
Uh-huh.
We need clarification on what the category is about.
It's both.
Is it about?
It's both, which is why it's like a 7 for me.
Yes, I'm good with 7.
Me too.
All right.
Okay. Okay, here's a new category, Bleeker, you're not familiar with. Note choice. Sorry, it always cracks me up.
Yeah.
Note choice / riffs. So not really a riff guy, but like, you know, riffs comes into note choice. If you're writing parts and and the notes you choose within a solo.
Not a
right?
riff guy, but I think he gets high marks for choosing atypical notes in certain scales. You know, like his note choice is inventive. It's
Yeah.
singular.
It is, but I
He'll
think
even
of
get
it as
into like jazz, kind of like dissonance. a
tone.
little
To
bit.
me, it's more like the tone and vibe is what's super innovative and inventive. Like he's playing a lot of notes and he's not choosing them in turn. It's like not like a Gilmore style where like it's
sure.
singable. You
Because of
can't sing.
Gilmore's a 10.
Yeah, Gilmore's a 10 for like a George Harrison
It's like
solo. That's like
economy of notes.
it's
In
to
a
some
way,
extent
it's like fewest notes, most evocative. you
yeah,
know?
like you can't really sing. Like they're not like.
I think the podcast listening audience needs to know that James has stepped away from the microphone. Well, he's back.
Yeah,
he's back
he's got a
now.
smoothie or
Yeah.
something here. But I think that you know the solos, as great as they are to listen to, you get kind of wrapped up in the vibe of them. You're not going to be able to sing it back. The notes are chosen so quickly and then discarded.
Sure, but I just
You
want to
know.
make the argument for atypical harmonic resonance.
Right.
You know, which
right,
inventive harmonic choices within
Rubs.
you know because like
Jazz level
because like
rubs.
we all know we've all been to a local flip flop kind of Grateful Dead cover
Yeah.
band bar, and you can easily do pentatonic blues over all those songs, and
Yeah.
it's not good.
You're right.
You
And
know?
it's not just about being a craftsman. This category is not just
We've
about
seen
being a
the
craftsman.
note choices in the hands of John Mayer in his early performances with Dead and
True.
Co. And
True.
he's got criticism for being too bluesy, and those notes fit within the
Yeah.
scale,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they're not
yeah.
working. And then he got better. I mean, in Mayer's defense, he adapted to what the crowd wanted to hear, and he kind of he stopped leaning on those blues runs because Jerry's choices were more interesting. So all I'm saying is he's got to be above a 5.
Yeah, he's not a note choice
7 or
guy.
8.
And for the record, I don't think Prince is a note choice guy either.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a 6 for me, 6 or 7 maybe,
7.
like because he's like
James says 7. I'm good with
wow.
either.
These
Yeah.
numbers are startling, James.
Jerry's a rock god, though. He's
Yeah,
one of the
this-
top guys.
he's getting real high marks. I mean, he is basically known for guitar. You know?
Except
Underrated vocalist in my
Hey,
opinion.
guys,
but that's another.
I know what's coming up, too.
everybody knows what's coming up.
me.
Unfortunately
Except me.
for Jerry,
Except me.
fashion.
Yeah.
As a guitar player, his guitar, those guitars he uses, the things he adorns it with, the straps,
Yeah.
The-
I mean,
the look.
yeah.
I can't think of a lower one in the history of.
Well, this is
rock
what I'll say.
gods.
It gets progressively worse
Yeah.
as the career goes on. You know,
Yeah.
his one of his first custom guitars is just a modified Strat, and it looks. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not arguing for it. He's going to get.
Yeah,
low
yeah,
marks.
yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
chatting here.
Yeah.
But you know, alligator as they call it because it's got an
Yeah.
alligator sticker
His
on it.
guitars are fucking brutal.
Good looking guitar though. Google alligator.
The Tiger one, though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. It gets progressively
Look, I love
worse.
Jerry, man.
It
I
gets
love
worse
Jerry,
and worse.
but
Alligator is
Alligator
nice.
is okay.
Wolf
it's very
is fat is worse. Wolf is worse.
The thing with
then you get into
yeah.
Tiger. You know,
This is a very like
They're all
Northern
animals.
California style guitar. The
alligator's
alligator.
nice. Alligator's nice.
A wood Strat, like a wood
He should have
Strat.
stuck with.
oh
the,
man,
the
like it's like a t-shirt untucked, like also with like
Yeah.
the strap is terrible.
You know,
Oh, man.
look. The style was never the strong suit of this band.
2.
I'll
No,
give
of
you
course.
that. Yeah.
2.
Unfortunately, that's
One
part
or
of
2.
Yeah.
the
2.
one. I say
1. Okay, let's get through
It
this.
also
then.
is responsibly ushered in such hideousness
Yeah, it has.
based on his guitar style, like created
care. Yeah,
the
he
kind of
didn't care.
PRS aesthetic, you know?
He did.
PRS,
It's the
yeah,
worst stuff.
exactly.
yeah.
Did
One or
he
two,
ever
I mean,
play one?
No.
He
one
wasn't
always,
sound for it.
always
Super
custom,
harsh, but-
Alembic, always.
I
Right.
think
Yeah.
it might be a 1 though.
Okay.
Honestly, like I can't really.
No, you got to give him marks for the early days, but I guess he wasn't making choices then. He just what was available.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about Prince's guitars right now, and it's cracking me up. Just his
Yeah.
cymbal guitars and
yeah.
stuff.
Let's
And
go
We'll get
2.
there.
Let's give him a 2
Okay.
because I think it's a bit harsh a 1 maybe. I think maybe in the early days he looked kind of
They
cool.
look cool.
Yeah.
The SG,
Yeah,
it's just the
Sure,
SG
yeah,
is
it's
nice,
all
yeah.
right. It's all right. Two's fine. Okay, business acumen.
I mean, the guitar.
tone.
Yeah, it's guitar. Yeah.
I think the guitar is arguably perhaps most responsible for them being such a successful
It's
band.
pretty
so-
businessy.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it may not have been his intention, but that guitar is the sound of Jerry's guitar is worth a lot of money. You know.
I think business guys are pretty into it, probably.
Oh, Biz
Yeah.
got. I mean, the case in point, that those hideous Tiger guitars are owned by like the owner of the Colts or something like that, like
Yeah.
an NFL team. They were auctioned off. You know, the guitars themselves would fetch a pretty value at auction.
It's pretty like what the Dead even though they are a big business band, like it's sort of like what they represent and like what they're conjuring in a moment is not very businessy.
well,
though,
it's
you know?
the most
like,
successful anti-capitalist business of all time. You know,
right.
hyper-capitalist anti-capitalism. You know,
His tone's pretty like
hangable.
It's hangable, yeah. It's not like we ranked Billy Gibbons. It's not like a Eliminator style. You put that on, that's like you rip a line, throw on the
Yeah.
suit, and go downtown
Yeah.
and make some fucking deals.
Yeah, but I
happen,
think
you
the
know?
business of the guitar, like you can't. The sound of that guitar is big business. End of the day.
It's more kind of
It's-
Michael Douglas in the game when he sat in his house by himself drinking a scotch tone.
Or like some weird
After
billionaire
making the
guy
deals.
who's like a weird like multi-billionaire who has like a hacky sack and like
Yeah.
a hat.
Yeah, and he's like,
who's
I just want to play like Jerry. It's like the guy who only wants to know how to play Beatles songs on an acoustic guitar, but you got to skip
eccentric.
so
yeah,
many
the
steps.
eccentric
billionaire.
business, the eccentric
it's a
billionaire
six.
business.
It's a
6,
5
yeah,
or a
that's
6.
good.
Could be a
6.
5, actually.
I think it's a 5, personally, tone-wise. You got to be an eccentric billionaire to be into this.
Yeah.
But the guitars themselves sold to billionaires.
Yeah, but this is not his
Literally-
playing. That's
It's
just
a
more
kinda
to do
George
with it's a
Soros
byproduct.
Okay.
It's a byproduct of the band's success. We're talking tone, business tone. It's
All right,
not for
business
business.
tone.
Warren Buffett's not listening to it.
No.
Paul
It's like,
Allen's not listening to it on his
No.
coked out Windows yacht.
maybe Elon Musk or something.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
doesn't. I don't think he
Maybe.
likes it. He's probably
No,
dabbled. He's
yeah.
He
more
probably
of a
says because Grimes
more of
told him
a
that it was the cooler take.
LPGOB remix Burning Man dead fan.
Yeah, that
right.
makes more
He's
sense.
more of a Burning Man
Burning
guy.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a bit
It-
dead, though.
Oh, the Burning the Dead is a
Tech,
pre.
yeah, it is.
tech
Deadhead,
guys.
Deadheads
It's
are a
tech, isn't
pre.
it?
Well, they did it. They did it.
Silicon Valley. What's California?
Yeah.
It
San
all comes back.
Francisco,
Yeah.
baby.
It is. Yeah. it
5,
is,
though, I
yeah.
think.
5's good. Innovation. High.
Hi.
No
high.
one, yeah. He's,
No one
he's
plays like
he's
Jerry.
He invented
now,
that.
And now
fast, that
everyone
thing.
just imitates him. You know? Yeah.
He definitely invented that thing. And a lot of people, we talk about him a lot. The scene is alive and well.
The whole
Yeah.
jam
I mean,
band
it's-
industry. rests
Business
on his
is
shoulders.
booming.
Yeah.
Business is currently booming in the jam band world. And there's one man.
I think you got
To
give
thank
him
for that.
So you give him a 10 for that or a 9?
We're talking about as well, which came up with Luke, and it's an important thing to remember. There is a slight advantage that the forefathers had the first wave versus the
First
second
wave.
wave. So he, admittedly, he was able, just like Dave Davies cut the speakers, Jerry was the first guy to throw Mixolydian in. He just was.
Yeah.
But he did.
I know,
But he
exactly.
yeah.
And that's gonna, there's no room for that when Prince is playing.
It's so funny
and the
because it's such a
second wave
comfortable.
guys.
It's such a to play a Mixolydian scale on the guitar is quite comfortable.
Yeah.
It's more comfortable than a major.
It might be
scale.
easier.
I don't know
than
why
major.
nobody did it
Yeah.
before. It's yeah, exactly.
For me, I think like someone we haven't ranked who is on here, Chuck Berry,
Yeah.
is like a 10 to me in innovation because it's like
Yeah.
pretty much none of these guys would exist. Even Early Dead were basically doing like
Oh,
boogie
for sure.
rock. Like,
So 8.
Yeah,
so
8's
I
good.
think 8 is
Yeah.
good. Yeah. This okay. Thrill of Risk. This is a new category, Bleeker. Thrill of Risk. I mean, Jerry,
High.
that's high.
That's the whole thing.
All he does is risk it
Take
all.
risks. Not
Yeah.
That's it.
high marks
He
The
plays in a
studio
jam
albums are known.
band.
without a net, dude. He's
All
that's,
jam band is
Yeah.
Thrill of Risk.
That's
Yeah.
the name of one of their live records. Without a net.
Jump off. Exactly. jump right off
No
the cliff.
safety
You don't
net.
know what's
Yeah,
down there.
yeah.
10 for me. It's
Sure,
10.
let's do it.
9 or 10.
If not, who else? He's like
Yeah.
yeah.
Neil does too, but he's
He's
like
not
you
10
say,
though,
doing
Neil.
Thrill of Risk. I don't know. He's pretty high.
You
He's
could
risking
also
a
argue
lot.
just playing one note for 10 minutes as a solo isn't
I
that
think.
risky
Yeah, I think.
because you're
well,
scared
yeah.
to go to the next note.
Right.
Well, or
you know-
you're. Yeah, but yeah, it's true. Yeah, Jerry's risking a lot.
Yeah.
I think 10 is fair.
And
for that.
also he doesn't give a fuck, which is the same thing as Neil, because he will
This is
play
a
a bum
high.
note.
He's Jerry's scoring high.
doing very well.
I digress.
It's
I
Jerry
must admit-
Garcia.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Believe
it's Jerry
me.
Garcia.
Yeah.
And next up is Legacy, guitar player legacy.
Not as
Or we
high,
just-
I don't think.
No, what
If
about
you-
all the imitators? What about Sam Blasucci? What about everybody who's making a career out of
Yeah,
copying
Everybody,
Jerry? All
Every-
the people, not everybody.
Nick,
but
try
all
and
the
name
people.
more
in
than two
Southern
people.
California.
You know
Yeah.
that I can. You know that
Yeah.
I can. But well, John Mayer himself needed to go to Jerry
Yeah.
to revitalize his career.
He's
know
In a
about
his
that.
stadium full of people. Absolutely.
I think
It's-
the Grateful Dead might have needed John Mayer to
No,
revitalize their
I
career,
think
honestly.
he rehabilitated the David Duke Dick with the Jerry Garcia scale, man. I
Yeah.
truly think that he changed his whole image, you know? He
I
went-
I agree. I agree with that, but I don't agree. I think as a guitarist,
yeah.
like it's a super high score, but Jerry's always kind of
Left field.
second tier when speaking
Oh,
about
okay.
famous lead guitar players of all time.
Yeah.
He's always kind of like in the next tier.
Yes.
Like he's not in the Jimmy's level.
No, he's more with
He's-
like Slash.
Yeah, he'd
Sure.
be down around. He's always kind of 14
He's
to
like
23.
praising Slash.
You know?
and I
in
think
your
that
territory.
I think that's where he deserves to be, because you know what it takes, and that's where he'd want to be,
Oh, for sure.
because it
Yeah.
takes a certain mind to to
Well,
like,
when
kind
when
of
put in that way, like he's not on the poster. you know?
Exactly.
No.
He's not on the mural.
He's not as
Well,
high as
he is on the
He's
mural. but-
sometimes on the mural.
He's on the mural.
so Clapton scores higher here.
Oh yeah, legacy.
Way higher.
Unfortunately, I
Way
think
higher.
so. Yeah,
Way
I
higher.
think so.
I think
Yeah,
Jerry is
yeah.
a 7 or an 8. A 7.
I think
him seven.
seven or 8. Yeah. Okay. Now we're not going to add it up yet because we're going to do Prince real quick here.
Let's do it.
All right.
Hangability, Prince.
Not high.
I don't know if you can hang to those tones.
You can't. I honestly, I'll tell you what. I was drinking with my brother-in-law recently, and I was just like wanted to listen to Purple Rain, and like the solo came around, and it was awesome, but we just kind of stopped
Yeah.
hanging.
Yeah, you can't hang.
It was like, yeah, we couldn't
Everything
really hang.
about his guitar playing and personality is quite ostentatious,
It
and that's not a
commands
great
It's
hand.
own,
it's
you need to
too-
focus on it.
Too
yeah.
much ego, and like you have to watch
Okay.
and listen.
4.
Yeah,
4 or 5.
4.
4, hey? What about like when he's kind of just getting kind of funky and stuff on like Kiss or whatever?
Kiss
you know?
is really good. Great solo in that one too.
Yeah.
I mean, great.
Bam,
Great song.
Yeah.
Later Prince is more kind of that kind of Nile Rodgers stuff that he's doing. Yeah, like
Yeah, four's fine. It's not really hangability kind of stuff.
I'm thinking of him as a soloist. Maybe I should.
Yeah,
be, but
technical ability.
high, really high.
High.
Everybody knows that.
everyone knows that it's as high. Like it's like this is like Quincy saying he's as good as Miles Davis. I
This
mean,
is
Quincy
like-
says things, doesn't he?
Prince
But-
is gonna
Is
pick
it
up
like
the
9
guitar.
or 10?
Yeah, he's gonna pick up any fucking stringed thing you got lying around and rip on.
Well,
it.
so this is like the thing that everybody knows that people pretend is a fun fact. It's like the armchair ranker dads, like
Yeah.
Prince, actually great guitar player.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
know that?
yeah, just because you see
Yeah,
him doing the splits
we
like
know.
James Brown. and-
Yeah, we know he's good. Yeah.
I think honestly, he's so good at music. It's like a 9 maybe.
9.
Like he's
Yeah.
just technical ability is like across the board on every.
And it's just
instrument.
like it's one of those things that he just picks it up and just like knows what to do.
which
you
comes
know, like,
into the next category.
same thing.
9
Same-
again.
9 again. I think he's
what's
got
it?
Natural
Natural
ability. So
Yeah.
I mean, Prince, and we're not only talking guitar, but he can also do it on every instrument.
Sure.
Like he's one of those
But
like
this is guitar, you know.
Yeah,
He can do it
Guitar,
so well on guitar
natural.
that sometimes he doesn't want to play guitar.
I mean, Prince versus Jerry, all around, all instruments, no contest. We're not even having that conversation.
No, we're not.
This is guitar, you know.
I think okay, actually I think natural it's a tie. I think they're both an 8 because Jerry is like so I feel like I don't know
natural.
if I couldn't pick
Prince
that
above
winner. I couldn't pick that winner in that category.
Prince is kind of doing a contemporary sort of like, you know, in the vernacular of the time, sort of shreddy Van Halen.
Yeah, but I
type
think
of
his
tone.
natural
But
ability
still,
is
yeah, okay.
and is technical. Anyway, I'm feeling 8. What do you think, James?
yes, fine.
Yeah, okay. Same as Jerry there. Yeah, okay. Not that I'm referencing. Live performance.
I mean,
Are we talking? No, this is where. Okay, so it's both. I mean, the showmanship is off the charts. Is he the
For
first?
me,
Is he the first guy to just throw his guitar in the air and walk away?
he does everything. He's
most famous.
He's doing James Brown dancing with the guitar.
there's a scene in Purple Rain where he climbs to the top of a fucking mountain, grabs a guitar, masturbates the neck, and it ejaculates all over the audience.
I might be dazzled by the gimmickry and
That's
and,
part of it.
But it's a 10 for me.
A
I can't think
10?
of anyone better, personally. Really, like
So then
live.
this really showcases what this category is really about, which is showmanship. You know.
Well, it is called performance.
Yeah.
I mean,
I admit that it's high. I might go 9, but I mean, give him a 10. It's fine with me, I guess.
Who's
you
better
know.
live?
yeah. Who's better?
Who
live?
would I rather see live than
I mean,
Prince?
Hendrix.
Yeah.
Okay, Hendrix, but Prince is doing that, right? Like it is a Hendrix thing, kind of. Like he's taking. So I mean, that's where he'll suffer a little bit in innovation, I think. You know, because it's like he definitely is doing his own thing, but it's like he's taking from a lot of people.
If Prince is not a 10 in this category, who is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
That's my question.
Yeah.
And
who
I-
would,
and
who
Ernest's
would you
question.
want to see more?
Starting to
really?
worry. I'm starting to worry a bit for Jerry here. Anyway, Next up, we've got Note Choice. Yeah.
It's not super high for me.
It's
to be completely
bluesy.
honest.
The solos
Blues.
are pretty blues.
And it's
Pretty-
it's very like 80s
Yeah.
metal, you know, like
There
it's
is a
a lot of
DI'd element.
distortion.
yeah.
A lot
There's
of
a DI'd
distortion
element, yeah.
Yeah.
hanging on the one bluesy note.
Mhm.
They're good solos. A couple of them are super iconic.
I mean, but you got to
obviously.
pair them with the previous category to make them extra good, though. That's my take.
That's true. Yeah,
You know?
that's
in
what we.
in a vacuum, in a total vacuum. If you had no idea, I don't think you'd give the solos themselves high marks for Note Choice.
I agree.
I mean, the Purple Rain solo is good. We were talking about When Doves Cry.
Kiss is really
Um,
good. They're not as good when you listen back to
Is
them
that
in the
even- is there-
context.
You
Yeah, is
need
there
the
even-
performance, which is why I
Is
give
there
them-
even a
I
solo
give
in
it
When Doves Cry?
No higher than a 5, but I could go
Five's
4.
fine. Five's fine. I don't even, and I said let's go crazy because I've seen him do a solo on that live, like watching it. But now that you mention it, it's kind of true. Whenever I listen to that record, now I can't like remember the solo on the record, but it must be there. Everyone's just like cursing me right now. Okay. Business. Oh no, sorry.
There is one.
There is one. On what? Let's Go Crazy?
Yeah, I'm remembering it. Hang on.
For sure. It's a rippin'. Let's hear a little bit of it.
I'll get to the solo.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
Not great Note
Not
Choice.
great.
Yeah, it's not great. No choice.
More energy.
Energy
no
high.
choice.
Yeah.
He does a lot of that. Five's good. Five's good.
I guess it's the end of that song where he really shreds, isn't it? Like,
Still not great Note choices.
blues.
Chromatic.
see, this is the thing. It's the you get fooled by the look and
Oh,
the
it's all
performance.
the performance.
It's all.
Which is why we have to give a performance a 10, but I think we really need to listen to the playing in a vacuum. for
Yeah,
sure.
in a vacuum.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah.
vacuum, like kind of controlled environment, laboratory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still stand by most of our rankings because our hangability, we reflected it there and here in Note Choice.
Yeah. Okay.
We think we're doing fine. Fashion, unfortunately,
I mean, I
For
think
Jerry.
I think a lot of people would. A lot of people would.
they
go,
don't like it.
No, a lot of people would go Prince 10, fashion like with everything because he's such a fashionable. That's the whole thing. But I don't love. This is a personal taste thing. It's a little
It's
too
a bit much.
too
little-
ostentatious.
It's a
for
little
me.
PRS for me.
The symbol.
He's always got the nice
guitar.
the telly. The cymbal guitar was not
But like
great.
the purple one, the Model C, he had that thing in the late
I'm gonna
in
go
the
to the
80s.
internet here.
It's a bit much at times. Obviously, the Purple Rain
Jack
era is
Casters were pretty
impeccable.
good.
Purple Rain era is amazing.
Right.
Like it's like
I mean,
it-
the telly's cool, but I don't think you get much higher marks than Alligator for that telly. Like that natural telly, if it was one of Jerry's guitars, you guys would have been like, I don't know.
It's also not a Telecaster;
fine.
it's a Honor he had made.
Oh yeah,
and we all know, James, that Luke would say that he doesn't like the pirate look, the frilly
Yeah.
sleeves.
it's a little
Oh, yeah.
BC. I gotta say, it's a little BC rich for me. You know,
Yeah, it is very
Yeah.
BC
Virgin
rich.
of
Yeah.
BC.
I not even thought
It's
about
kind
that.
of like in the hands of someone else in a vacuum. Like that's the thing is like he's got the 10 for performance. You already have that. You can't, it's like
He can
Yeah.
have a high
He-
score for fashion
makes
outside
them
of just the guitar
Yeah,
playing, but the
but the
guitars themselves are a little much.
I think
for
I gotta
me.
go. I gotta go like 4.
Oh, I think that's very harsh.
I mean,
But-
he's making choices. I just don't happen to
Yeah.
like the choices.
I mean, I
that
am
he's
watching
making. Oh, you
as
see-
his guitar fashion. I know what you guys are saying.
You
his
come to see
guitar-
a real estate show. Martin walks out with one of those guitars.
I'd be
what
stoked.
What do you think about the guitar?
I mean,
Yeah,
on
but
mine, I don't know if mine
in the
could
hands
pull
of
it
someone
off.
else
In
is
the
not.
hands of someone else in the vacuum.
The Prince cymbal guitar is pretty fucked up, man. I gotta say. Yeah, I know what
And
you
he's
guys mean.
and also he's
I know what
verging
you
on that
mean.
kind of John Mayer mini guitar thing, which really stresses me
Yeah.
out too. Like custom anything stresses me out, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like
this
his
is-
fashion as a man is
I'm
amazing.
calling you on bias here. I'm calling you on
5.
bias.
I just don't like those guitars.
I was gonna say 6, but sure, I guess
6.
5.
I mean, do you have anything that resembles that in your personal collection, Johnny?
Well, I have a blonde telly.
Okay,
That's not a
and
telly. It's a custom Horner with like 80s
And that inlay,
noiseless,
that little-
Okay.
noiseless pickups on it.
Okay,
and stuff.
Bleeker said 4. I said 6. You
5.
said 5. We'll go 5.
In a vacuum.
Next up, we've got business acumen.
I mean, it's pretty businessy tone.
That is more businessy to me
Yeah.
because it's just like that. Everyone wants that blues, sustained
Yeah.
high note
Right, it's
blues.
just, he's kind of just giving you what you want.
Yeah.
Everybody wants that,
Yeah,
man. When
and
they're
it's
getting
80s.
keyed up.
In the
And it's
80s, in the 80s, they wanted it. You know,
It's pretty
I don't know,
businessy.
maybe 7.
Yeah.
Yep, 7's good for business. I mean, he was the biggest too, and it is a lot of guitar-based music.
Is
a
it?
lot of it. Yeah, a lot of it is.
Synths and
drum
drum machines.
bass.
Well, it's drum and synth based, but the
Vocal.
guitar
I would
plays
say
a
that
huge
it's
role.
vocally
It's songs, maybe even. Imagine that.
I think there are quite a few guitar. The guitar is featured
Okay.
in the music. I would say maybe not guitar based.
Okay.
7's good, I think, for business. Innovation, yeah,
Not
not
super high.
not on guitar. His whole thing
The
is
fact-
like a 9 or a
of
10.
course, and the fact that he, among all the other things that we think of Prince for, is a shredded guitar player, that's innovative. But the
Yeah.
actual playing, like I said, in
Yeah,
a vacuum,
It's not. It's not.
could have
It's
been
not.
a lot of studio guys doing
Yeah,
playing
and
the same
it's
parts. you
and
know?
it's a lot of guitar playing styles mixed together that have already come.
a lot of people
before.
can shred. A lot of
Third
people can
wave, James. Third,
Third
wave.
wave
shred.
potentially.
A lot of people can shred. So what is he? He's got to get low marks here. I mean, I think you got to go
5.
not high.
Pretty.
I was gonna say
maybe
not higher
lower.
than 4.
5.
Yeah, I think maybe 4. Innovation on
Innovation?
guitar
I
though.
think
Sure,
that's
4.
innovative.
4's fine.
Yeah, on guitar, I don't think he's like really like it's bluesy, sustained
Everything,
solos.
all the innovative stuff is in the 10 for the performance.
He's great
Okay.
at great at guitar, but I think it's pretty low. Thrill of Risk. It's not. This is a cool one, a cool person to do for Thrill of Risk because it's not super high, but it's also not super low.
But the fact that he associated himself so strongly with the guitar at all, I think is sort of risky for a pop star of his
Yeah,
kind
that
of
he'll
ilk.
that he'll bust out long solos at shows when he's like a pop star, like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah,
which is rare.
I think
it's
so.
rare that he's got the guitar, you know.
He's
like,
a guitar.
Michael
pop
Jackson
god.
wasn't picking up a guitar and doing that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that I get a sense as well, like, you know, he would do those like on tour. He would do those kind of like he'd play the show and then do like another 3-hour like jam show, like after
Yeah.
the show. I know people
Blues.
who've been to those things.
Blues Jam,
6.
which is cool.
6.
Thrill of Risk, yeah, it is kind of a 6.
Because
He's
the
kind of
playing
a middle-
itself isn't that risky.
No,
it's
it's
more the
kind of a
fact that he
mid-
does it, you know.
No.
I'm cool with
It's
that.
risky.
It's just
I'm cool with that.
and we're judging him as a guitar player.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
that for everyone listening.
Also, it's nice to see someone get a middle Thrill of Risk score.
Yeah. A
One of the
guitar
first.
player in a lab environment. Okay, Johnny.
Legacy as a guitar. No, we're at Legacy here.
See, I think this is the thing about Prince in
He's
general.
not on
is-
the mural for guitar.
No, he's on the mural, but he's not on it
Yeah.
for guitar.
Not for guitar though.
Not
people-
even know. A lot of people don't know.
And
Hey,
Sorry,
did you
James.
know that Prince was a great guitar player? That's
Exactly.
That's
the whole
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
This was why he didn't make the top 32 for me originally. He
Right.
could have, for sure, and it's a stupid thing to say because there's other people in it that are like songwriters primarily, like Neil Young or something. But there's just it's so, to me, it's so shreddy blues solos and it's very secondary to the
Okay,
songs.
you're going to your local head shop. They've got a poster.
Okay.
Here, gods of guitar rock. You know.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix right in the middle.
Yeah.
Page is up there.
Keith.
Clapton.
Clapton.
You know, not Prince. Never a Prince.
No.
Maybe a Jerry every once in a while, but never. A
Jerry's often there, especially in head shops.
Prince. Yeah, well, in the head shop, sure. I'm thinking more Hot Topic, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
Bob
Stevie
Marley's
Ray-
on that poster for no reason.
Stevie Ray Vaughan's up there for guitar sooner than Prince. I hate to say it, but it's true. You know.
What's the number, boys? You give it to
4,
me.
3. There's not much guitar legacy, except for I will give him points for. Did you know he's actually a great guitar player? Because that is such a thing.
That's a legacy.
He gets something for that.
He's
for sure.
getting more cred now, I think, than he used to.
5.
But,
As someone who's a massive Prince fan, and as we all are, and pretty much everyone is, I'm comfortable saying that it's not about guitar. It's not about his guitar playing.
It's kind of
As
an
a guitar
added
player,
thing
it's just an
that's
added
there.
little thing he does.
Yeah.
Okay, 5.
Yeah, I'll take the heat for it.
I think we might have done Jerry bad with a 7 on legacy for guitar. But anyway, the results are in, everybody.
If Jerry loses by 1, you got to bump him up to an 8.
It's a close matchup.
Yeah.
Jerry coming in with a very respectable 72.
Yep.
Not super high, but unfortunately, as we know, fashion hurt him.
Yeah.
He could have easily gotten an 80 if he looked a little
Just dressed
cooler.
up once.
Prince, we love him, but he's lost with a 63.
Wow.
Yeah.
Big loss.
Yeah, pretty big loss.
I think
Couple
we
of
nailed
4s,
it, and we
couple of
didn't-
5s.
We nailed it, and I didn't know we were going to nail it down, but it's that in a vacuum thing where Prince
Yeah.
loses marks. I think in a guitar hero's journey, Jerry deserves to move on at least 1 round. That's what I'll say.
Oh, I mean, Jerry, and I think we did figure the thing out that, like, obviously Prince, if this was a straight rock star ranking the way we used to do it, if it's just Prince would annihilate.
Sure, of course. But he
we
gets his highest marks in that performance category, though.
He does.
That's where he deserves it.
And let's not forget, Note Choice replaced Sex Appeal, and we all know what would happen there.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, of course.
Okay. So there we go. Thanks a lot, Bleeker, for coming on. We love you. Oh, by the way, big real estate tour coming up.
I
want to
promised.
plug the band a little
I promised
bit?
my PR agent that I would only do the show if I could make it a press event. You know.
Yeah.
So
when's the album out?
The album comes out February 23rd,
Yeah.
2024.
Then is there a single out already?
Yeah,
What,
there
you-
is.
Dude,
you
I
can-
haven't heard it. Yeah, you got a
lot going on. There's the single, there's a video, tours announced, albums announced. You know, it's
Okay.
all out there. Go.
I'm gonna go do it all right now.
Tour
Watch
starts
it all.
March 1st. Guess where? Where else could a tour start? Vancouver, British Columbia, March the 1st.
Boom, baby.
Then we're going
We'll be there.
Seattle, March
We'll be there.
2nd. We're playing the Showbox, Grungy. Portland, Revolution Hall, March 3rd. Hipster Mason Jars and I don't even know.
It's in an
Elliott
old
Smith
school.
or
It's in
something.
an old school. That's
Salt
all
Lake
you
Can
City Urban Lounge, classic.
classic.
spot.
You got to do it. You gotta do
Modelo's,
it
3.5%.
6 or 7 times.
Yeah,
Can I suggest something? Did you say the tour starts in
it
Vancouver?
certainly does.
Yeah.
Why don't this probably isn't possible because it never is. But would you guys maybe consider coming into town a day early?
It's not possible for reasons
There you
I'm
go.
not yet allowed to announce. If you're catching my drift, you know.
Oh,
So sick.
Yeah.
announce what? Oh,
I'm not going to
Okay.
continue through this because it's like a 3-month tour, but you'll get what's going on. Go to the shows.
oh, okay. I'm a little confused, but
It's,
All right, boys.
There's going to be another show that isn't. yet
I
announced.
got you. I got you.
yeah. But otherwise, I would
Vancouver
it.
Vancouver doesn't actually get the honor of.
Well,
yeah,
right
so-
now, if you look at the stats alone, Vancouver's number 1 on there. This got to count for something, you know.
Yeah,
100%.
stats. Well, that's
Yeah.
all we care about on this show is stats.
Okay, well, everyone, that was Impossible Way of Life. And if you liked what you were listening to, here's my plug. Buy the Patreon for $5 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, or if you want to go to Rock and Roll Heaven with Jerry Garcia and Prince, $50 a month, like David Mingus, our jazziest patron, who's now the executive producer of our show. And
Wow.
we'll speak to you on Sunday when we'll probably do another. I don't even want to know who we're doing. I can't think.
$5
about
bucks a
it.
month. This is nothing.
It's not
nothing.
even
Nothing,
you get
buddy.
half a
It's
coffee.
not
and
even
no high.
one. Yeah, seriously, it's not.
I'll get to work on that. We Are the World thing, man. I'll call you.
We got to do it.
Peace.
All right.
Bye.
Peace and love.